gentlemen, homosexuals globally are still trying to entice me. Homosexuals globally are still trying to convince me to give them a try. We're not going to talk about this today. We've talked about it so many times. Gay guys everywhere, I appreciate it. I don't even know if I'm flattered anymore, all right? But I'm just not interested. I'm not willing to give it a try. I've spoken about this so many times. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Watchman's Hour. I am not interested in trying intercourse or any sort of fondling with homosexuals. Guys, just give up on me and enjoy my content. I have really fallen in love with this show. I don't even know what to tell you, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really have. And, you know, somebody approached me then to help create a landing page on every platform for the show and cut up parts of the show and post them as shorts. Now, this has only been going on for a couple of weeks, but I mean, if we take a look at how that landing page was performed, I think it's done pretty well. I sent the photos fucking in this WhatsApp here. I mean, if you look at the landing page, the first short 42k views, second short 46, third short 35. Then I did an episode 42k views for a long form episode. I'm talking about K's here. 38 for a short, 43 for a short, 173 for a short, 62 for a short, 43 for a short, 51k for a short, 28k for a short, 41k for an episode, 39, 42 and a half, 52, 48, 38, 117, 78, 35 for a full episode, 32, 38, 29, 21, 27, 12, and today's 3. I mean, the drip up is great for a brand new channel and stuff, and I'm so grateful to you guys. I'm so grateful to whoever is watching. And what I'd like to say is that, I mean, I can say anything on this show, and I haven't said this before. I mean, you can message me topics in advance that you really want me to discuss, and I will go through them with you. I'm wearing a Hoodrich t-shirt. On Wednesday, I opened my store during the hurricane, and I wore a Hoodrich t-shirt, a different one, underneath a beautiful blazer, okay? And I got called out for wearing a Hoodrich t-shirt, and it didn't make any sense. And I'm like, what is it with people, like, you know, hating and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense and stuff. What's wrong with I wear a Hoodrich t-shirt? In fact, I think his success, if it's true, if his story is true, and the fact that, you know, he's been doing it from day one himself. I don't know if you guys know the Hoodrich story. Then I think the guy is an awesome fucking guy. You know what I mean? I don't know anything about him. I don't even know how to reach him. If I knew his Insta, I'd probably send him a message and stuff. But I don't know how to reach the guy. You know what I mean? But what are we going to talk about today? I mean, there's so much to talk about. I don't even know what I want to pick up on first. I've got tons and tons of notes for you guys, right? And I promise at the end of the monologue, I will answer all your questions, okay? But I was asked this again by a fan a few days ago, like, bro, are you shadow banned? I'm like, yes, bro, I am so shadow banned, it is nuts, right? And I'm so shadow banned because, and I'm shadow banned everywhere, right? YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, because I have been banned so many times. Do you know what I'm saying? So I've mentioned this in every episode that we do. Look, I'm grateful to you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'm constantly putting out content, right? You've got to go to my page daily, right? Even if you say you are following me, then set up notifications. You know, if they're not working, then you know, right? If your notifications on YouTube, on TikTok, and on Insta are not actually working, and you're not being delivered my videos, because I've come out of so many bans, because I've battled them directly, because I've battled TikTok and won many times on many occasions, you know, through my lawyers and stuff, right? But, you know, of course, I still lost my big account, you know what I mean? Like, I won it back many times because I've battled Meta, even through lawyers, even through a big case, and got back my accounts. Yes, I'm in constant shadow ban, okay? The only way to watch my videos is to go to my channel, and that's just part of life. And I want all of you to join my live, my time every Sunday, Okay, so the truth of the matter is because my channel's all been banned so many times, right? You will not be delivered my videos. Okay, so and then on the flip side, other people say, you know, oh, this guy's so many followers, how come so many few views? It doesn't matter. I've always said I'm being viewed all the time, right? So if you want to see me, go to my channel. I can't keep having this convo with you guys all the time. I appreciate your support. But I can't keep having this conversation with you guys all the time. You know what I mean? If you want to watch my videos, I put out brand new videos every day. You've got to go to my channels daily, okay? And you can actually help me out of the shadow ban, okay? You can help me out of the shadow ban by liking my videos, obviously, commenting on my videos, forwarding my videos to everyone, and reposting my videos now. Now, Destiny Leslie, I hope you are a gorgeous 18-year-old or over woman. They target me for many things. I remember one of my main TikTok ban, the 1.8 million channel, finally went. It never came back after I said stuff about China and John Lee and stuff. I didn't say anything disparaging towards the United States in any ways whatsoever, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Okay, I'll tell you something, right? I go to my stories on Insta, right, at the end of the 24-hour cycle to thank people who have sent me messages or who have give me likes or some sort of emoticon or something, right? I thank people once or twice or whatever, and the consistent people who give those emoticons, you know, I just stop thanking them. You know, I've sent them all a voice message, sometimes a video message. I mean, these are great fans, they deserve it, right? But I see a lot of people, right? Like the more people watch you, the higher they rank in your stories, right? When you see the story list and stuff. Now, obviously, I'm, you know, getting fucking tens of thousands of views. I'm not really going down, right? So, but there are people who rank up consistently. So I'll see them under the ones that have sent a message or an emoticon. And there's so many of them from Hong Kong, and they're primarily women, but there's a lot of men as well, right? There's a whole bunch that come straight up, okay? And then I bump into the street, right? I'm a walker, right? And I work in town and I live in town and stuff, right? And, you know, I've met that they've been watching my stories, whether it's on Insta or Facebook for fucking years, right? And I meet them in the street. These are all Indians, they're all Sindhis, guys and girls, right? But they will never even say hello to me. They don't say a word to me, but they constantly watch my life. Now listen, I think it's great. I put everything out there to be watched. I put everything out there to be watched. We've talked about this so many times in different live streams, so you know my methodology behind it and stuff. But what I find strange is I'm a friendly guy, right? And, you know, why don't you just say what's up? It doesn't make any sense. But something that happened the other day, I went for a government meeting, right? And I felt great, okay? So I went to this government hearing where I sit on a board with a convener who is a barrister always, okay? Another member who is something to do with, say, the lands department or architecture, whatever, something to do with knowing lands and roads, okay? Then there's me, I'm a justice of peace and I'm serving my country, my city, okay? I'm an anointed justice of peace, okay? And then there will be some mafioso man or woman from the unions of these guest houses and hotels that I sit on board, and people come in and they make an appeal for their license to be renewed, and people from public come in and say they objected. And this time I did 2 very big hotels that predate my life, and so it's actually, for me, it is so much credence from the government, right? That they would invite me in to do this type of work for them. And I did 6 years of work for the transport department along these lines, and I've done now 5 years work for the Office of the Licensing Authority here in Hong Kong, which is part of the Home Affairs Department, which I was explaining the other day, which is like Homeland Security in the United States, not Homeland Security, the State Department in the United States, or the Home Office in the United Kingdom. So it's great that I continue to have opportunities like this to serve, and I want more. Now, what I haven't told you guys is that I was involved in a bunch of stuff for a number of years, such as the Community Chest, which is Hong Kong's oldest charitable organization, such as Jockey Club Charities, such as the Hong Kong Tourism Board and stuff for many years, and a bunch of other stuff. I don't know my resume off the top of my head. And I decided at the end of last year, beginning of this year, that I'm not going to renew anything that is not government-based and purposeful, because these massive organizations, like, yes, they want people like me to ensure their checks and balances, but they really in copy and paste mode, right? And there's not much evolution with some of them, and I really am there as like a patsy. I don't know if that's the right word. There's a patsy just to say that, hey, we've got someone of his stature from the community, and you know, these are checks and balances, but you know, my input really is worthless. And do I feel like bad or angry or disappointed that, oh, I spent all these years and not any of my input was taken on board, no matter how vocal I was, right? No, actually I don't, right? Because I understand how these organizations work. They're much larger than me, and they are very successful, and the people that run them are far more anointed than me and have experience, right? I'm on board just to ensure the checks and balances for the public and for the government. But I said to myself, after half a dozen years on serving on all these boards, that look, if I'm not going to be able to add to them, right, then it's really a waste of my fucking time. If I'm just there as a stool pigeon, and I'm honored to be that stool pigeon, then it's really a waste of my fucking time. I've done it for 6 years for so many people and stuff, that I'm only going to do stuff that the government asks me to do, okay? Or I will only sit on a board if they actually pay me a salary as a director, okay? And stuff. So otherwise, I didn't mention this before, so we're now in September, so like for 9 months I've done nothing but serve my government, okay, and not any other NGOs that are associated with the government. I'm just done with that and stuff. So I come out of this government, I was going into this government meeting, or was I coming out? I was coming out of this government meeting on Friday. And as you know, right, you know, it is the highest form of flattery, right, to be stopped every day, no matter where I am, right, and asked for a selfie, or being told my videos are great. We've covered this many times. But an adult professional close to my age stopped me. And this is what I really like. I like it always when I get stopped, right? It's very, very flattering. But I had an adult male who is with another adult male professionals come out of this building as well that I was coming out of. And the guy goes to me, hey, bro, you're Roshan. I said, yeah. And this guy, he's got to be my age, maybe a couple of years younger at the most, maybe a couple of years older even. And he was like, I love your videos, etc., etc. And that is also amazing. That is a complete stranger and a professional, an adult professional, and he's telling me that he's seen my videos and stuff. So you know, the penetration is great, and I feel really, really great about stuff like that. And you know, I love everyone watching me. I truly do, and I love all my fans, and you know, it's just immense and stuff. But you know, of course, this is a target market that I want to hit. It's a target market that I want to hit, and you know, having professionals of my age, so supposedly they will have my level of disposable income, is absolutely fucking brilliant. You know what I mean? I want to hit that market, and I want to hit it over and over. And the way they approach me is so different from younger people, right? They don't approach me as fanboys and stuff, which is all good. I'm not criticizing the other side, the other aspect and stuff. I'm just saying that to have such a broad range of fans is immaculate. And we talked about the people who, the Cindy's here in Hong Kong who are constantly watching me but don't say a word to me. I don't know if they're loving me or hating on me or whatever, but they're definitely fucking watching me. They don't say a word to me. So I find them even more odd on the back of the fact that strangers everywhere, of every demographic, locals, tourists, Chinese, whites, any color, whatever, any age, early teens to late 40s, everyone approaches me to talk about, say, hey, I love your videos. But these Cindy's in Hong Kong, in my community, who are watching my fucking stories every day, ignore, and for years and years on Facebook and Instagram, just ignore me in public. It's just so weird. It's so weird. And, you know, I'm just talking about this. This kind of stuff doesn't linger on my head or anything. Well, I wanted to ask you guys, right? I wanted to ask you guys, do you actually watch and pay attention to the sick, the insane, the over the top, not meaning Joker, not meaning Bozo the Clown, garments that I present, right? If you move beyond the dialogue, and if you move beyond the silly actions that I'm doing and so forth, right? You know, that's just my comedy, okay? Are you actually looking at the suits? Because some of the suits that I make, right, especially if the client is working with me personally, they're the sickest suits. Now, generally, I'm not working with youngsters, right? They need more basic suits for work, and they need they don't have income like a guy like my age would have, right, and stuff. And so, but they are the ones that beg me for the videos the most, right? And I may captain the situation or not at all be involved in them, right? They're just too low down the pecking order for me to get involved, right? But they will always approach me in the process and beg for the videos, and I usually talk them out. But you can definitely tell from specific videos that, okay, Roshan has worked on this suit because it is absolutely stacked in my signature details. Now, everybody, if they want to be, is going to be gift wrapped in my 4D fit. I've trained my tailors to do that, right? But if you're really working with Roshan, you'll be able to tell the suit is absolutely stacked in my signature details. And I want to know, do you actually watch the insane garments I present? And if you're not, then I think you should pay more attention. Because I'll tell you who pays attention. Tailors around the world have been doing so for 6 years, more and more, and completely ripping me off in every ways, which is fine, you know what I mean? Because I'm in constant evolution as well. You might as well buy from the OG, and you might as well buy from the OG cheaper, okay? And you might as well buy it from the OG who will keep you ahead of the curve, not copy something that's behind the curve. So more than fans, and I've said this is pre-pandemic, right? And more than, I think till today, even before I blew up, right? So 2019 and before, the biggest form of flattery for me is people bringing in my videos, either screenshots of them or playing them and hitting pause and showing me, I want this suit, I want this detail, I want this style, all right? It is just the best fucking feeling, bro. It's the best feeling. And like, so as a tailor, right, I have this ridiculous armory, okay? Because I've always said, and I said in my last live stream and stuff, my clients have the most difficult job working with me because I don't have something physically that I can sell them, right? They have to pay me and then they have to trust me. But I have all this content. Alan, I'm going to make you a moderator because you're one of my best friends. So I can't yet, because you haven't joined my live often. Let me send you a wave and see if I can make you a moderator. No, it's not allowing me. It only allows one moderator, which is Lisa. So sit back and enjoy the show, Alan, and you can still comment on the other people. But that is the best thing for me, okay? People bring in my videos, people bringing in screenshots of my videos and stuff, people zooming in on specific attributes, people saying, I want this suit exactly. I did a monologue this week in one of my live streams, and I presented a suit during the monologue. It wasn't going to be for the suit for the client, and I was talking about a South African guy who came in last Sunday, today's 8 days ago, and he loved my Vitaly Barbera suit that I was wearing. It was double-breasted. He couldn't make up his mind. His first-time shopper here. He's probably 38 years old, 43 years old or something, right? And saw my fabric, which is a dark olive green stripe suit. And he said, I want that, but I want it in a single breasted. So you should check out that live stream as well. You should always watch my live streams because the stuff that I present are amazing. And I do great monologues, and it's really, really hard to believe that I spent 3 years plus doing live streams nearly every day, sometimes twice a day. You know what I mean? I have live streamed over 1,000 times. I'm not talking about this show here. I'm talking about relevant live streams to clients globally on a daily basis. Multiple clients sometimes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 clients sometimes in a row, where it's a relevant live stream. And this was right in the early days of live streaming, right? I started live streaming as soon as the option was available, right? And I've done over 1,000 relevant client live streams, okay, over the past 6 years, all right? Does that make me an expert? I don't know, all right, in live streaming. I know I am an expert in tailoring, okay? I mean, I always say, why wouldn't you want to buy from me, okay? I'm 25 years plus on the job. I'm wearing suits 6 days a week, okay? I'm selling suits 6 days a week. I'm designing suits 6 days a week, okay? And regardless of my age, right, I was once 18, right? Applying for colleges. I was once 19, 20, 21, applying for internships. I was once 22, right? Applying for a job, right? I have worked in the private sector for a gigantic multinational, Herbert Smith, okay? I have worked, that was in Hong Kong. I have worked for a technology startup in London for over a year and stuff. I did study in New York, okay? I do live and work in Hong Kong. So I have a great idea about work culture everywhere, and I've learned work culture everywhere whilst I'm growing up. So I understand young work culture, old work culture, white work culture, Asian work culture, everything. Why wouldn't you invest in me, right? My knowledge base is so broad. My suits are so amazingly gorgeous and beautiful. But ultimately, I beat everybody on price, okay? And that's pretty much it. You know, people question my style all the time. They question my style all the time. And I find it ridiculous because, I'm like, are you kidding me? Everyone who questions my style is a no name, no fame, no cash, nobody, right? And, you know, before you join the herd of cowards, right? Check out the hater who's hating. You know what I mean? Does he have a name? Does he have a following? Does he have cash? Or is he this non-display picture, weird name, dumb ass motherfucker? You know what I mean? So, you know, people question my style, right? You know, the Hoodrich t-shirt on Wednesday, potentially a Hoodrich t-shirt today. You know, a loud suit and stuff, right? I mean, these are no name, no fame, cashless nobodies. You know what I mean? And before you join their herd, you've got to see who you're actually joining. You know what I mean? I am supreme. I'm supremo. Okay, but the proof is in the sales. All right. So you want to question my style? You might say that I'm some fucking nut job the way I dress or whatever, right? But the proof is in the sales, right? Who else has sales like I do consistently with people around the world, right? I'm meeting people all day, every day. 2 people yesterday from fucking Paraguay even. It was insane. 2 people from Australia, 1 from mainland China. I'm saying this at the top of my head, right? Brand new clients and stuff. Okay, what did I say? I just said Paraguay, Australia, mainland China. I mean, it's brilliant. You know what I mean? I am supreme. I am supremo with the way I come, with the way I dress. When it comes to the way I dress, when it comes to the way I act, when it comes to the way I present, when it comes to the way I advise, when it comes to the way I sell, when it comes to the way I design, because the sales prove that. Okay, and every day you are seeing me in a client video, man, woman, black, no blacks, white, Chinese, Indian, white, Chinese, Indian, right? Etc., etc. Okay, so the proof is in the sales, all right? And then you have these weird people barking against me, and then you have even weirder people joining the barkers. It doesn't make any sense. What I've always said is just sit back and enjoy the show. Whether it's a short form video, a live stream, a long form video, something on my vacation and stuff, anything that I do, right? Sit back and enjoy the video, right? I know black people are shy to go on camera with me. I have a lot of black clients, but they don't want to be molested on camera and stuff. You know what I'm saying? People, this is the weird thing, right? People out there, till today, right? I will answer all your questions, I promise you, right? Let me get through my monologue, right? People out there till today still believe, after all these years, right? And this is pre-pandemic as well, right? That people are getting free suits for videos. I mean, I don't give out free suits, not to fucking anybody. Everybody fucking pays. you understand what I'm saying? Everybody fucking pays. I'm not in the business of giving free stuff out, right? Right? I just don't do that. My business model doesn't operate that way, right? My margins are very low. The detailing, the level of detail that I put into my work, okay, is very, very costly, right? There's no cookie cutter stuff. And the fabrics that I use are premium, okay? And I'm still cheaper than anybody else globally, right? So I mean, how am I possibly giving out free videos to fucking weirdos, young kids, this, that? No, they pay for the suit. And then they beg for the video, okay? So I'll say it again and again. There is no free suit, okay? Everybody pays for a suit, okay? And everybody begs for a video. And I get nothing out of people begging, okay, and stuff. I just explain the ramifications that can happen if I publish a video. There's no personal video. There's no video just for you. I'm not shooting the video and to screen the video to see it. I'm not, they're like, maybe we can do a bit tamer. Maybe we don't have to do this. I say, no, each video that I do is going to be harder and harder and harder, okay? It's going to be crazy and crazy and crazier, right? And people, 1 million people, guys, I need quiet! 1 million people everywhere, okay, are going to be watching this video and stuff, right? And that, 99% of people back out. But then, those who go forward, great, they go forward. But for the public watching, everybody pays for a suit. And then those who actually make it to the video, they beg for the video, okay? And that's pretty much it. We could switch topics here now. But I'll talk about something that's very, very dear to me. That, I don't really, there's no reason to get upset, right? But Hong Kong is full of old school expatriates, okay? And they're very anti-Hong Kong. And they're primarily white people, okay? And stuff, and probably primarily British, okay? They've been in Hong Kong a long time. And they hide behind the fact that they love Hong Kong. They say they love Hong Kong. They've been in Hong Kong X many years. They say Home Kong, hashtag Home Kong, hashtag Home Kong. But all the fuck they do is diss the city post-pandemic. All the fuck they do is diss our government, okay? The CCP, baby, okay? All right? And they do nothing. They do nothing. They don't add to anything, all right? They don't add to anything, okay? They just write shitty reviews everywhere, just shit. And they didn't go to expatriate places. I don't know what the fuck these people are about, okay? And, you know, I've talked about net migration being up, and I'll talk about, you can ask me anything, you just gotta wait till the end. And, you know, I've talked about net migration going up, and I've talked about different people filling the city and stuff, right? But these people, you know, they're just chasing the ghosts of 2019 and before, okay? Like, how do you chase the past? Everywhere evolves. So you've just got this mass of people, tens of thousands of people, okay? Tens of thousands of people, okay? Hong Kong expatriates, okay? White people, all right? Primarily from England. They can be from Australia, they could be from New Zealand, they could be from Canada, they could be from America, but I think it's primarily the English ones, okay? That are just dissing the fuck out of our city and not, you know, doing anything. You know, I mean, why don't they be positive? How can any place in 2025, Chicago, Dallas, London, Manchester, Paris, Marseille, Sydney, Melbourne, Auckland, Antwerp, the list can go on. How can in 2025 the place and the people be the same thing? Okay, but they use this anti-China rhetoric. Okay, this constant anti-China rhetoric. First, the protests in 2019, and then the locked in for 3 years for COVID. Okay, to like say, you know, shit about Hong Kong all the fucking time. Don't listen to these people. I'm begging you. Seriously, I never beg anybody for anything, but I'm begging you, don't listen to these dirty people. They're dirty, dirty people, and they're probably all around my age. You know what I'm saying? They're renters. They've never bought something. They'd rather spend all their money on a luxury apartment. You know what I mean? They only stay in one specific area. They live a village lifestyle and stuff. You know what I mean? They don't engage with like Indian people and stuff. Like, you know, they'll engage with Chinese people and, you know, who are white ass lickers and stuff and say they're integrated. You know what I mean? My fucking ass. What platform can I stand from to say that you should believe me? I'm born here. I'm fucking born here, all right? I grew up here. I run a business here, okay? I pay taxes here, okay? I invest in charity here, ridiculous amounts for someone of my income bracket, okay? For years and years and years. And I've been serving my government since at least 2017, if not before, okay? So yes, I have credence. I have the platform to say not to listen to these fuckers who are shitting on Hong Kong, okay, all right, and stuff. They're just dicks. They don't know how to fucking be positive. They can stay in their fucking little white villages for all the fuck I care. You know what I mean? Because new expatriates, okay, and net migration is up. And new expatriates, and you have to think about this globally, right? What is the two largest population bases on the planet? China and India, right? So there are white people coming in, French come in, Italians come in, every type of person comes in, okay? But primarily, of course, and this goes for the United States and the United Kingdom and for Australia, if you've got 1.4 billion people in China, okay, and you've got 1.4 billion people in India, right? Obviously, anywhere, when you look at net migration going up, right, you're going to have more Indians than Chinese. That's just the way the world is. Get a load of it. And integrate. You know what I mean? Fucking integrate. And stuff. Get me Timothy Chalamet, okay? And I'll go for, I will do my best Adam Sandler impression and still give him the fucking service, all right? And I know this. I know that the new expatriates are loving Hong Kong because there's so many of them my clients. I have so many new clients all the time and they're loving it. And they just do different things and they stay in different places and they don't stay in the overinflated rental white village where the haters have always stayed. Okay? All right? 3 years went by where you couldn't enter Hong Kong and people are coming now and they're settling in nice developed areas, beautiful apartments, at a fraction of the old apartments, which are the white villages, okay? And stuff, and so I'll mention two people that I worked with yesterday. They both happen to be Indian, from India, okay? And it's just ironic that they were Indian. And so one has been here 2 years. I just met him. I didn't ask him much about him. He has one child, 10-year-old boy. And they live in Repulse Bay, which is a premium address. Okay, an absolute fucking premium address. All right, so you obviously know he's got a top job. I can't fucking afford to live in Repulse Bay anymore. I could before the pandemic. I hemorrhaged during the pandemic. And another regular client that I've worked with during the course of this year, from the start of this year till now, has been with Cathay Pacific. I work with a lot of Cathay guys. I guess I bring up Cathay Pacific in virtually every live stream, in every Watchman's Hour. Because even this week I worked with 3 Cathay guys. So I had a Cathay guy that came in and he had now made another purchase yesterday. So now over the course of the year, he has 1 suit and a shirt, another suit and a shirt, another suit and 3 shirts and 4 trousers. Okay. So I met him in January and now it's September and stuff. And I met him at the Rugby Sevens because I was hosted. I don't think Cathay will ever invite me back. I was hosted by Cathay Pacific during the Rugby Sevens. And, he's loving Hong Kong. So he lives in Discovery Bay. I wouldn't live in Discovery Bay. It's too far away from me, right? And that's a beautiful area, but it's not as expensive as the Repulse Bay address. And stuff. And people coming in, people moving in. He has a daughter. Maybe she's 10, maybe she's 11, maybe she's 12. They're fucking loving Hong Kong. So when you read shit about Hong Kong, okay? And even if, the BBC and CNN are interviewing some dumb white fuck, okay, who's been here for, say, 20 years, 25 years, and he's complaining, ignore him, okay? Ignore the fucking hate. And if they're interviewing a Chinese guy complaining about, government repression, oppression, suppression, it's bullshit, okay? It's absolute fucking bullshit, all right? This is not the fucking Matrix, all right? We're not all just plugged in here. Okay, I said this in a BBC interview, and it made the cutting room floor. All right, or maybe no, BBC did publish this. Right, great interview during the pandemic. I said China is not the fucking Matrix. We are not all plugged in here. All right, it's all fucking bullshit. Don't listen to the anti-China rhetoric that you hear on the news. Don't listen to, the supposed Hong Kong people. You know what I mean? White people, Indian people, even Chinese white ass licking people. Okay, Hong Kong. This is their home, but all they do is criticize their Hong Kong. They only want to be in their little white village on Hong Kong Island. Hong Kong. Fucking never even come to Kowloon. You know what I mean? Hong Kong. All right? Go to the same places that each other go to. Hong Kong. Don't listen to these fuckers. All right? I am fucking Hong Kong. All right? I'm Mr. fucking Hong Kong. All I've done is hashtag Hong Kong since the start of my career. Okay? So you don't want to follow me, but it doesn't matter. Follow my advice. Trust me on this. Okay? Alright? All this shit that you hear from people about Hong Kong is bullshit. Our city is fucking phenomenal. Our city is on a fucking rise. Our city is the best. Okay? We are the 3rd ranked global financial hub behind New York and London. Okay? Alright? And we are Hong Kong here. Alright? I'm talking about New York and London, the biggest of the big boys. We are the 3rd ranked global financial hub behind New York and London. And it's only the long-settled expatriates here in Hong Kong that continue to criticize our city. So shame on them. Shame the fuck on them. Shame the fuck on them. You know what I mean? If I can talk about the reasons that you should visit Hong Kong, okay? And if anything, you visit for the dining. God. We have the most amazing cuisines at all levels. All right, I'm laughing away because I'm laughing at people who criticize this fucking place. We have more Michelin-star restaurants than fucking any other city on the planet, or any other city outside of France, or London, or and New York and stuff, right? But definitely the most in Asia. we have the most amazing cuisines of all levels. You can pay top fucking dollar. Like, geez, I'll tell you a story about what the fuck I paid for dinner last Saturday night. I can tell you a story what I paid for dinner last night, which was Saturday night. Okay? You can walk and walk. It's a walking city, right? It's a fucking walking city. If you don't believe me, we have incredible restaurants, watch me. Watch my adventures in fucking Hong Kong. You know what I mean? I do much less restaurant stuff now because I have so much content, right? But you know, I've become so successful in this sphere, right? This content sphere. I have so much content, I just can't get it out. So, you know, I like the only content that I shoot now in restaurants is that if they're hosting me for the meal or if I'm being paid and stuff, right? And they understand it has to be me still, right? Whether they put it out or not, they don't. They don't have to put it out if I'm too much for them. That's their fucking problem, right? They've engaged me to do it. But we have the most amazing cuisines of all level, and they are everywhere. We are a walking city. All right, you just walk in this food, you walk in this food, you walk in this food, walk in the food, walk in the food, and stuff. And you know, you can just take in everything and eat. It's such a dynamic city, right? It's so safe, it's so tourist friendly, right? I mean, look at real statistics yourself. Okay, just Google safest city on the planet, safest country on the planet, see what comes up. Google how safe is Hong Kong, see what comes up. Okay. It is so safe, but it's also tourist friendly. Now, Hong Kong, before it became this gigantic banking and financial services institution, tourism was a huge part of it, and it still is. And the tourism sector is really, really hurting. Okay, it's really, really hurting. And it's hurting because of two reasons. The continued anti-China rhetoric on the Western media. Okay, number one. And number two, the travel warnings from the United States and the United Kingdom, you know, which is such a shame, and they've been in place for so many years, right? So the tourist sector is hurting so much right now that it is absolutely the best time to visit. The best time to visit because people are hurting. We are so super hungry for tourists, okay, that it is right now the absolutely best time to visit, okay? I promise you that. And we have hotels of all levels. I've only showed off in my previous staycations hotels of the highest levels because that's what I do. I can tell you what I paid for dinner last Saturday, and you will be shocked. All right. So if you're thinking of a place to go, I promise you this is the place to come to, without a doubt. Okay. All right. The tourism is hurting here, and we roll out the golden carpet for you. All right. And if you do come here, come and say hello to me. All right, I'd love for you to buy a suit or at least something and stuff, but do come and say hello to me. All right, I would love that. You know what I mean? You're totally welcome to Sam's Tailor. In addition, I only spoke about fucking food, right? And food's a big thing, right? For everybody, we all got to eat, right? There's so much culture in Hong Kong, right? I mean, we're just inundated with culture. It is ridiculous, right? We're inundated with culture, and you know. Right now, the greatest part is, since we came out of the pandemic, all the cultural events, okay, including Christmas and Easter and whatever the fuck, all right, are so supported by the government. There is so much government support around each festival, especially obviously the Chinese festivals, stuff that we had little holidays when I was in high school, like a lantern festival, I don't know what fucking kind of festival and shit, and we'd make something in fucking school, and maybe we have the day off that day or the day off the next day and stuff, so we can go out at night and celebrate. The government coffers, you know how much money? We have fucking $75 billion in reserves, okay? Okay, that's just for a city, okay, of 7.5 million. We're not talking about all of China here, just Hong Kong, okay? The government builds so much around these festivals, okay? You can look them all up on the internet, okay? And we celebrate everything big here, including Easter and Christmas. Let's just talk about Easter and Christmas. Even pre-pandemic, okay? Fuck, my whole life, every fucking building here, every tower, okay? Every tower here is lit up in Christmas decorations. Okay, like we're talking about towers, 70 floors, 80 floors, 90 floors, with the most beautiful fucking Christmas lights. Easter as well, fucking suddenly every shopping center has got a fucking giant bunny on it. Shopping centers here, the major ones, right, which are huge and gorgeous, right, every Christmas, you're talking about giant trees. Fuck the trees you see in the West. Nobody does Christmas trees like Hong Kong in the malls. I swear to you. I fucking swear to you. And that's not even government money. Okay? And this came pre-pandemic. That was just, financial money. Okay? From the retailers. Nobody does stuff like us. When it's Easter, it's a fucking giant fucking Easter fucking something. Alright? Yeah, I promise you this. Alright? There's so much culture, so many events supported by the government, so much government support around each festival. And it's filled with locals and foreigners. We celebrate everything here big, always have done so. It's so much more supported by government and institutions now because of how decimated tourism was during and still is after the pandemic. It has always been driven by government and the institutions well before the pandemic came. And you've just got to jump onto the Hong Kong boat and trust me, and you will see how incredible this fucking place is. So I had a great monologue on my Friday live stream. I think I did 2 or 3 live streams again this week. These are all client calls, okay? And it was just like the old days, all right? The old days meaning during the pandemic. Do you know what it takes to come up with an impromptu monologue day after day after day and ensure it's original? Do you watch my client live streams? I understand a lot of people are now newer viewers, right? I had a major, specific, particular fan base during the pandemic, which watched everything that I put out, okay? It really was draining for me. I didn't realize the drain till the pandemic was over. I didn't realize the drain till I could actually leave the fucking country and not quarantine when I came back, okay? But I had a great monologue on my Friday live stream, just like the old days, and I wanted to ask you, do you know what it takes to come up? I don't have writers like Jimmy Kimmel, okay? Do you know what it takes to come up with an impromptu monologue day after day after day and ensure it's original? Whether you know what it takes or not, watch my live streams, okay? Watch me. Watch what I present. Watch what I produce, okay? I'm unparalleled. I'm the original virtual tailor. I'm the only virtual tailor, okay? And, it goes back to what I was saying earlier, right? Like, I have live streamed over 1,000 times easily, okay? I have live streamed over 1,000 times easily, okay? Relevant client live stream, not bullshit like, hey, look at my fucking hair, hey, I'm the fucking mall, hey, let me pull a prank, you know what I mean? Hey, I'm watching Liverpool, let me do a talk along. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I have done over 1,000 easily relevant live streams, okay? Starting, 2020, 2021, 2022, okay? But even in this young era of live streams, I don't think I'm an expert because there are people who still live stream every single day and the entire fortune comes from live streaming. Historically, and always, there's so many jerks in the Q&A afterwards. I don't understand why. Do they stay to watch the entire monologue? Do they stay to watch the entire podcast and then act like jerks at the end? I don't understand. I just don't get it. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. Like, at the end of my live streams, I would normally think that people who are watching would then ask about the clothes or ask about the clients. That's how it was before. Now it isn't. You know what I mean? It's just so many jerks in the Q&A, right? It doesn't make any sense. I'll say a couple of things though on 2 sides. One is there's so many people out there who watch my content all day, every day, and they've done so for years, okay? And a minuscule proportion of them are amazing to me, okay? But so many more, no matter how much they watch me, okay? They never help me to share. They never help me to share my stories, forward my stories, share my posts, forward my posts, share my posts to their stories, and now even repost. And I never understood why. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any fucking sense. And then they're serial haters. You know what I mean? Once or twice a week I go to the comments to give back fan love because there's so much, right? And they're just serial haters. So they're serial haters, people, guys and girls, that watch me every day, watch every video, and just post negativity and sit and argue with people in the comments and stuff. It does, and reply to everyone's comments. It makes no fucking sense to me. at all. You know what I mean? It's silly. I just, I can't understand this kind of stuff. So I find it really, 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 really odd. And I advise you guys to never veer into this genre of engagement that is going on right now. And I said last time, when you're watching content, just watch the content. You don't even have to hit like, you don't even have to comment. Move on, okay? Leave it be, and stuff. Don't engage in hatred. It's just worthless. It's worthwhile. Let's talk about fucking clothes, okay? I'll tell you something. People want to shit on my clothes, right? Sunday, I'm wearing a Hoodrich t-shirt. I don't know what this guy, he's like self-made, right? I'm wearing an AX belt that I've had for over 20 years. I'm wearing my Plenty of Consent underwear. I'm wearing my Trues that I just picked up in London. I think I picked them up at Selfridges. I'm wearing these Nikes that I got in Dallas and stuff. Look, I'm not ever telling anyone anywhere, whether I'm selling suits or I'm wearing urban wear, right, to dress like me. But this is advice that I'm going to give you. And, it follows on from what I said in my last podcast, that you need to be somebody, okay? It could have been the podcast before. You have to dress on the edge if you want to stand out, okay? You really have to dress on the edge if you want to stand out, okay? But not over the edge that you're the Joker, or Bozo the Clown, or some idiot, or the Penguin and stuff. And the only way to get to that edge is through practice, all right? And the only way to get to that edge is through boldness. You understand what I'm saying? You've got to push the bar for yourself. Or you come to me and help me, I help you push the bar, okay? And pushing the bar can be baby steps, okay? But you must push the bar. You have to dress on the edge if you want to stand out. And that's what I do all day, every day, and that's, and it is very beneficial in life. Dressing up really is very, very, very beneficial in life. It just opens so many fucking doors. You will not understand, but we've talked about that a number of times before, and I want to keep the content that we discuss here as fresh as possible. I'll tell you something about me, right? I'm very nice to everybody first, right? I have no reason to be a dick whatsoever. You know what I mean? I'm too old to be a dick to someone straight away. And if you are cool with me, I'm amazing to you. Really, I am. If you're cool with me, I'm fucking amazing to you. Always. You know what I mean? Because that's what I want to be. I'm a lover. Seriously. I truly am a lover. I have so much love to give. You know what I mean? I have so much love to give. So many women that I've been with have always said that, oh my God, you have so much love to give. They've understood me, and that's the type of guy that I am. I have a lot of love to give and stuff. But if you lead with hate, and my kids will fucking tell you this, and my wife will fucking tell you this, okay? My staff will tell you this. If you lead with hate, then I am the big bad wolf. Alright? And you don't want to fuck with me. If I'm in Wembley Stadium, 82,400 people, surrounded by a bunch of white assholes, I'm a pussy, okay? Happily. Especially since I have my wife and kids there. But if you fuck with me in Hong Kong, seriously, I don't give a fuck who you are. Alright? I'm the wrong guy to fuck with. Honestly. And that's it. And my kids have fucking seen it. I'll fuck anybody up. I will fuck anybody up. It doesn't fucking matter. Don't fuck with me, seriously. Be a loving person, be a good person, everything. But if you lead with hate, I am the big bad wolf, and there's nobody like me. Okay? I don't give a fuck. I will fuck you the fuck up in many ways. Okay? Never fucking challenge me. I've had a very rough, tough, willpower-less week with my diet. Okay? I think we spoke about it last week, and I said, you've got to be pristine. Then that drops down to clean, and then intermittently clean, and then you drop off, and then you go through a shit phase, and you've got to be pristine again. And that's where I am right now. I had a rough, tough, willpower-less week with my diet. I think, so I've gone off pristine. I think I did clean Monday and half of Tuesday. Then the hurricane came, and I said, fuck it, we're going out for dinner in the hurricane. We went out to dinner in the hurricane. Then the hurricane was all day Wednesday. We fucking ate out all day Wednesday. Fuck this hurricane. Fucking bullshit, right? Okay. People will tell me their deaths, this, that, the COVID deaths, this, that. hey, government, you do what you want, right? But I got an opinion as well, okay? I'm not telling government to do anything different. Cancel all the schools, cancel all the transport, cancel all the work, this, that. I'm still going on the fucking hurricane, okay? If I checked it out, it was okay. Restaurants are open, I went out, right? I'm sit in my fucking house and do what? Doesn't make any fucking sense, right? So Tuesday night out for dinner, Wednesday all dinner fucks you up, and Saturday night out for dinner, you know what I mean? It is very, very tough, and it's very, very tough because I don't want to go out and eat with my family, right? And they're eating, and I put a damper on things. So maybe I'm just using that as an excuse. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So as lean as I am, and there's a lot of videos out there, recent videos, if you can find them. I post in different places now. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of videos there showing how lean and vascular I am. I'm not always on, but when I'm on, and everybody knows that. But it's tough to stay on diet and so forth. Okay, so I feel for everybody, and I go through really weak periods as well. Everybody I meet every single day says, bro, what's your diet? How are you eating? How are you staying so lean? How are you staying so vascular and stuff? I was like, bro, it's hard work. And I'm not always there. You know what I'm saying? And, I'm at the back end of this week, I'm so fucking tired this week. Really. I've struggled to sleep at the back end of this week, and it's fucked me up. It really has fucked me up and stuff, which sucks. I'm going to give you some advice. If you struggle to fall back asleep, say it's 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 2 a.m., 5 a.m., and you struggle to fall back asleep, and you really are struggling, get the fuck out of the house, seriously. Put tracks on or whatever. What the fuck do I need Ozempic for? I mean, nonsense. Get your tracks on or something and walk gently. Pick up a coffee from 7-Eleven and walk and sip it. And if not coffee, if coffee's not your thing, then tea. And if not tea, then a water protein shake, and not even a protein shake, or water. Do this and try and get your central nervous system back to normal, okay? Don't sit there and toss and turn. And I promise you, more than likely, okay, you will get back into your routine and stuff. And that's pretty much it. I'm going through a tough phase right now. And I want to get back in where I'm sleeping great every night, and then I'm able to diet great every night, and so forth. Honestly, I am the best and most hard-working influencer, all right, anyone could ever ask for, okay? My past experience with influencers, when I was growing my business, when social media first came out, was so poor, okay? These dicks took product, this is years ago, and did nothing. And there was no reach and whatever. If you invest in me, what brands have, right, okay? If you invest in me, what brands have, my price is so low, it's only $1,600 US, okay? You get to create a reel with me, okay? And you collaborate with me across all 3 of my Instagram channels. And the reel that you make, you can put on all of your other channels, okay? And I will be so good. What I have to offer is unparalleled, you know what I mean? I'm so genuine, I'm globally known. I am the best influencer to work with. I'm cheap, I'm hardworking, my heart is so fucking good. What I have to offer is so unparalleled. So if you ever want to boost your brand, you know what I mean, reach out to me. I will help you do it. I really, really will help you do it. When it comes to my content, right, for me, I need to create a legacy, right, really, which is huge for my children, okay? I need to create a legacy, like a platform which is huge for my children, right? They need to be really, really well known, all right? Then they can have a platform, okay, from which they can choose to launch launch a career, launch a product, launch a lifestyle, run away from it. I need to create a legacy for my children, which is huge. Then they have a platform that they can choose to launch from however which they want, if they want. I have tried, and I will continue to try to display to the world the entire growing up of my children, okay? Which many people globally have already witnessed, especially people my age and older, okay? They have been known and recognized and engaged with from a very young age here in Hong Kong or wherever around the world. In the beginning, it was just Facebook, right? And in the beginning, I was not fucking nuts like I am now, okay? In the beginning, they were just babies. So there's a lot of content of my kids going back, which has been viewed and viewed and viewed and viewed over the years and stuff. And really, People have watched my kids grow up, and for me, that's a blessing. And when people meet my kids, they say to me, Roshan, it's a blessing. We have watched your kids grow up, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I've done that, and I will continue to do that. I will continue to do that. So at least they are someone, right? It's so hard to launch yourself. It's so hard to launch yourself. So, that is, people ask me about my end game. I really say that I don't have one, at least for myself, but this is what I want for my children. I want something that they can use to vault themselves, okay, propel themselves. And that's just me, because I chose to bring them in this world. I make a pittance compared to other artists on Cameo. You mean I make a pittance? I don't even know how to put this. There are some Cameo artists making $100,000 a month, $70,000 a month. Okay, I am cheap as fuck. Okay, I charge $10 US for a Cameo. Okay, I put out. I will say, and I will put out the most outrageous, the most unhinged, the most unfiltered, ridiculous things that the establishment will not say. I am the cheapest right now of all top performing creators. Today I'm ranked 200, okay? But I'm always in the top 3% of the planet. And I'm cheap as fuck, okay? I'm telling you. When I started Cameo, okay, so I was saying it's April 2 years ago, so April 2023, okay? There were not many stars on it. Before all the major stars joined, all right, I consistently daily ranked in the top 10, the top 20, the top 50, top 400, and made far, far more than I'm making now. But never 70,000 US a month, forget it. You know what I mean? The most I ever made in a month could possibly have been one particular month during Christmas whilst I was in Dubai, 5,000 US in a month, okay? I do about 100 cameos a month, okay? And I get $7.50 from the $10 that they charge. But mine are the longest and craziest, honestly. If you look at what other people are offering, and if you look at what other people are charging, all right, mine are the longest and craziest. The stars are far more expensive and far less expansive and very chill. No, I'm not reading notes, a script. I made notes for you guys so that it's just not a fucking ramble. Now, let's talk about food, right? So I went out to dinner last night. I went to this restaurant. I'm going to plug this restaurant. It was not a free meal, okay? I don't think any of them knew who I was. If they knew who I was, they were very quiet. One server, her name is Ritika, 19 years old, approached me, and she knew who I was and stuff. So I went to this place called, I don't know how to pronounce it, Saemeul Korean, okay? You can Google it. It's Saemeul, all right? With just Saloni and Saria. Rian had a birthday party to go to. Serena had a birthday party to go to. And I really want to go to this place. I know that it is not as high quality food and high quality services when we normally go. We normally go out about $1,000 US for a meal, $800 US for a meal, $700 US for a meal is the minimum. No booze. Okay? All right? That's usually our Friday, Saturday night meals and stuff. Lunch will be at least $500 US, maybe $600 US. I knew this place would be much cheaper. But I experimented at a low budget restaurant, something you're not used to. Okay? We are snobs, okay? But friendly snobs and stuff. We stayed local. We got dressed up, right? Casual, like dressed semi-hip. But I need snobby, okay? And this place was great, and the food was good, and the staff were nice, and everything, and so forth. But I need snobby. I'll be honest and, make that confession and stuff, right? I always dream of eating local. I always dream of walking into all these places that all the tourists walk into, that all the locals walk into. But I'm just built to need snobby, and that's just me. I need decadence. I need over the top. I need premium. Okay, but all day, every day, I have these battles with myself to go for cheap eats and stuff. Okay, that is why I always say to people, you do not realize what you're missing out by coming to Hong Kong. The city is so dynamic and has so much to offer. It is nuts. Many people are still very, very wary about ordering from me overseas, having not ever ordered from me before and not ever met me. And I've always said, and I say this daily, and you can see it, I work with people. I don't necessarily live stream with them, but I work with them on screen every single day. I've never met them. Okay? I think that we sell a better product to people who have never come to Hong Kong. And I mean that. Okay? And I'll tell you why. Overseas orders, okay, you'll get one to two to three tailors working on your stuff. Okay? Depending on the size of your order. And you will get my 5-person dream team working on orders. You will get Tarzan, Lavjeet, Mira, Seetal, and Josephine. Okay? And you'll have me. Okay? Whereas in my store, you may or may not get me. Okay? And in my store, you'll only get one consultant. And you'll get 1 to 2 to 3 tailors depending what you buy. The product is still great, right? All I'm saying to you is that you're so fearful of pulling the trigger, sending me your measurements with a measurement chart on my website, and sending me money, right? I think we sell a better product to people who have never come to Hong Kong, all right? Because we're so wary about how apprehensive they are. And that's pretty much it. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? I really don't know what to tell you. It is what it is. And don't ever forget that I've worked with 3 former presidents. President Bush Sr., President Bush Jr., and President Clinton. And some of them multiple times. I had to throw that in. Okay? All right? Don't forget that. I've worked with so many celebrities. I've worked with so many athletes. I've worked with so many politicians. But don't forget that I've worked with 3 American presidents. And for me, that is fucking huge. I've done over 1,000 live streams. I still say that I'm not an expert. But I have worked at Sam's Tailor for 25 years. Okay? I am an expert in tailoring. I'm handsome. I make sure I keep myself handsome. I'm fit. I make sure I keep myself fit. I have a great physique. I make sure I have a great physique. I'm with the times. Okay? I'm wearing, designing, and selling suits every single day. Okay? Who else does? All right? So that's me. All right? And that's why you should invest in me. There's absolutely no reason not to. There's absolutely no reason not to give me a try. Couple of things. I started making notes for you guys. Okay, I have a ton of ideas all day because I'm so in love with this now. Really, I'm so in love with doing this Sunday talk with you guys. Okay, but I'm not always with a pen and paper. I'm not always with my phone. I get a lot of ideas when I'm in the shower. I get a lot of ideas when I'm watching Netflix. I get a lot of ideas when I'm working out. You know what I mean? I need to pull out my phone more and type down notes and stuff, but that's not always possible. Okay. But my pledge to you, considering you join me week after week, considering the numbers that are huge now, out of blue all of a sudden, okay, is that I will bring my life to you and my real thoughts to you every single day, always, like I have brought my life to you and my transparency to you every single day, always, and I mean that. So ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you. Now it's over to you. Please ask me relevant questions, great questions, nice questions. If even half of you ask a question, a good question, we can have a great dialogue. Otherwise, I will go. Rihanna's waiting for me. So let's have what you have. Daniel Pete, I am doing great. Destiny Leslie, you need to purchase a suit from me. KJH, I can only make you a suit if you buy one. You know what I mean? Danielle has over 30 pieces from me entirely created through virtual consultations, and every garment has been perfect because she watched me for a while and she trusted it. KJH31, I appreciate your love. I'm very grateful to you. Al Batmaz, I stream on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram when I'm doing the Watchman's Hour, but I stream just on Instagram and TikTok when I'm doing a live stream consultation or presentation with a client. Working with Danielle has been an extraordinary experience for me. The amount of love and trust and faith she has in me is just incredible. I have worked with so many famous people. It is incredible. Let's talk about Harry Kane, the England captain. He plays for Bayern Munich. He just passed 100 goals for Bayern, the fastest ever in the history of Bayern in 2 seasons. I've got him right, a photo of me and him right in the middle of my male dressing room here and stuff. I can make a suit completely out of leather. I work with leather every day. I wear my own suits. I mean, nowadays, I don't know what you mean by do I wear my own suits? If so, do I pay for them? So for most of my career, I pay my tailors to do the work. My dad doesn't like that. My dad gets his tailors to do it for free. I don't believe in that. I want the tailors to do a great job on my suits. My suits are important to me. But most of my life, I've been gifted fabric, okay, by fabric distributors who want me to push their cloth. I have bought fabric, I have requested fabric, but now primarily I'm gifted fabric because I'm always on screen. But I'll still pay my tailors to do the work. Nothing will be free. My store has special meaning because we've been here from the offset since 1957. My grandfather started it. My store is large enough to handle a lot of people. Are we done, guys? Because I spend a lot of time talking to you. So when we get garbage, we're just going to block people straight away. Not a mute account, just block them. You just don't deserve it. They don't deserve the good content. Suit is 1,000 sterling. And good luck to you if you can find a suit that I make you, that anyone can make you in New York or London, in Paris, wherever, for 1,000 sterling, especially with my signature details and my fit. Is my shop a union? I don't even understand. Anyways, I live in China. So much chatter during the 1 hour monologue, but so few questions all of a sudden means I should go. I would love to have answered your questions. You guys are chatting so much. The most expensive suit I ever made is 10,000 US dollars. The most surprising country, I don't know. I recently worked with a client in Kenya, but I worked with a client, yesterday I worked with clients from Paraguay. I mean, no surprises. I've worked with people from everywhere. I've worked with people from Ukraine. I've worked with people from Israel, for sure. I don't recall I've worked with people from Palestine. I don't know. I got into this career very early, Cake, so I'm really focused on what I'm doing. I've worked here over half my life. I look good every single day. What do you mean by a lot more worth it? I spent a long time talking about Hong Kong. At the top of my monologue, probably half of my monologue was about Hong Kong. My suit started 1,000 sterling. So if you're in Hong Kong, Sammy, we can get everything done inside 4 working days for you. Are you planning to come here? So I'm sorry, Carlos, I spent about 45 minutes talking about Hong Kong. I'm not Chinese. Do I look Chinese? I was born and raised here. Hong Kong is a very special place, but I don't think I will go over that because the entire monologue, 45 minutes of the hour, is based on Hong Kong. I don't know about... I mean, we do road shows in other cities. I just did a spectacular show in London. You can see it all over my Insta and stuff. I work with Alan Shearer, Les Ferdinand, Matt Letitia, James Beattie. My father is still here. Papa, are you here? Can you come say hello? Bro, how am I supposed to know what suits you're talking about, Kareem, and stuff, right? If you want to buy a suit from me, send me your measurements to the measurement chart on my website. I'm your best guy, and I will make you an amazing suit for 1,000 sterling. I have every type of fabric and every type of style. Don't ask me these questions, okay? Just invest in me. The best restaurant to try in Hong Kong. You just say hello? No, say it on the fucking screen. Jesus. Come on in. You know, you're waving that they can't see you. Make sure you say hi. They can't see you. Bend down. Can you see him now?
Yeah.
Say hello.
Hello.
Okay, there. They want to know that you're around. Did I make the character for engagement or did it come naturally? I don't understand the question. Can you ask me the question again, Mo? Fuck, some people say, Jesus, I'm here giving you my life and you know I'm getting some garbage, seriously. The lessons I've learned, you mean, from weirdos on social media. on how to bring up my children have been immense. Will I give my son the special treatment? You expect me to pinch his ass? No, I don't think so. I've been to HK Disney. I've even opened HK Disney. I've told the story many times before. All the entertaining things I say to customers is for me. I do what I want to do for myself. I do what I want to do. And I'm very much in the moment. I was born and raised in Hong Kong. Favorite pizza is pepperoni pizza without a doubt. Favorite pizza place is non-existent in Hong Kong. I've always said to people everywhere, please come and open up pizza franchise here. You mean you will kill it. The pizza here is a disgrace. It's an absolute fucking disgrace, the pizza here. Jesus fucking Christ. And it's my favorite food. The best restaurant in Hong Kong, I still haven't gotten there. Because there's so many good options, right? So my favorite Korean restaurant is a place called Galbi Town. And my favorite Indian restaurant is called Gaylord. So I'll probably better to answer based on genre of restaurant or cuisine. I worked with the Disney chairman, president, CEO, whatever he was here, who was based here. I worked with him his entire 15-year career here and stuff. So I opened Disney twice. 2 of my daughter's birthday, I opened Disney. Everyone thought I was David Beckham. Honestly, I swear to God, I'm not even making this shit up. Over 7 seas, you can just send me your measurements with the measuring chart on my website and I'll make you something amazing. I don't do shoes, bro. Yes, Detroit style pizza. I don't even want money from you. You just open a fucking restaurant. I'll be your free influencer. Detroit style pizza we need. Chicago style pizza we need. Okay, so my watch is from Walla Watches. This is from Regards. Okay, they're one of one. You can get them on Instagram at the New Black Optical. Tell them Sam Sale and they'll hook you up. My father, if me and my father have ever been back and forth from the United States or anywhere else, it's always been by plane. We haven't been taking ships in New York. Send me your measurements for the measurement chart on my website, then I'll make you something amazing. I make a lot of money, yeah, of course. But I used to make much more money. Sorry I couldn't give you the best restaurant in Hong Kong. I apologize, Chris Benanti. You know what I mean? I'm really, rarely stumped. Bro, I'm here in the store, right? So if he flies to New York, I'm here. My pleasure, Mo. You can buy the line on my Cameo. It's only going to cost you $10. I'm extremely passionate about my job, Jesus. I couldn't be more passionate about what I do. It's insane. I mean, can't you see it in the videos? And stuff. I'm extremely passionate about my job. Okay, guys, I've been streaming for about 72 minutes. I think I should go now. I hope you enjoyed today. So I'm going to give you a couple more minutes for serious questions. And if there's serious questions, I'll stay even longer. But if there aren't, I might come to Plano next year. I don't know. I don't know what zesty means. Sorry, brother. I got into tailoring because I want to bring my client's vision to life. Very, very difficult thing for people. I didn't want to dictate. I wanted to create. I don't understand the question, Nathan, honestly. Just go to Chung King and get your beard done. I've never made a suit that I've regretted. I make a lot of Vitale Barbera suits for myself historically. I think that they're the best fabric. But I have Scabal, I have Piacenza, I have Cerruti, I have everything. Revenue went down because 3 years we were locked in by China, and then nowadays not many people come to Hong Kong. I am the best tailor on the planet, and I've gone through that over and over and over again. I understand work culture everywhere. For 25 years working at Sam's, I've worn a suit 6 days a week. Not only do I wear suits 6 days a week, I sell suits 6 days a week, I design suits 6 days a week. I've grown up in this business. I am the number one. I don't intentionally make ugly suits. It's just an odd question. Big love back to you, Mexico. I've never messed up a suit and had to remake it. Ever. The books behind me are client order books. I'm only into gorgeous over 18-year-old women. Tweed is amazing. It's just amazing. I have like 5 tweed suits. They're beautiful. I feel really good and healthy right now somewhat, but I've felt even healthier and better. I haven't slept much this week. On rainy days, I finish lunch and then I go to the top tier malls and I look at all the suits in all the brand stores. There's a lot of people still coming to Hong Kong, but we want more people to come to Hong Kong. Thank you. I appreciate the stuff about my skin. Suits will never go obsolete. Linen suits are awesome. I don't know, I have hundreds of thousands of clients. I don't count these things, bro. I'm not an American. I'm not into stats and stuff. I'm just into working really hard and doing great stuff. I'm Indian, 100% Indian. Glenn, are you coming back to Hong Kong? Come and say hi to me. I have no favorites. I have no favorite children. I only have a favorite football team. That's Liverpool. I'm not going to shit about anything. Has a suit ever turned me on? No, but women turn me on. You know what I mean? Women turn me on. Thank you, Simon Mocknock. Okay. I'm going to shut Insta down now first. Is that okay? I'll stay on TikTok and YouTube for a little while. Insta, I appreciate you. And I'll see. Bye, Simon Mocknock. Deepu, how long have you been watching for? Do I take Salah on Van Dijk? I take Salah. I mean, silly questions. Which symbol? Which symbol on the wall? I've always known that I'm the most handsome man in Hong Kong, right? That's what I wanted to be when I was getting to be a late teen before I graduated high school. I said that my goal is to be the most handsome man in Hong Kong, okay? And that's what I want, and that's just me. Right, I just can't help it now, right? I feel great about it because this is what I wanted to be, and now I am the most handsome man in Hong Kong, and I have been for a very, very long time. And I'd like you to put up a guy against me that is more handsome than me. I don't think so. I'm the most handsome man in Hong Kong. I'm the most handsome Hong Kong wherever. I think I should end on that note. You know what I mean? Okay, bye, Insta. I'll stay on TikTok for a bit.